From the weather team you can trust, here's Chief Meteorologist Eric Snyder.
This particular week is always so much fun in the world of meteorology around here. I guess more in astronomy. We now have our 6 p.m. sunsets that came back earlier this week. It took us literally months to get back to 6 p.m. And all we have to do is wait less than a week to jump to 7 p.m. We're going to do that this weekend because of the time change. It's kind of like an artificial way of getting there, but it still gets you there. Sun has now officially set across the area. You'll note a lot of these shots, especially images that have a camera pointed more up to the south. We've got cloud cover that is on approach, and we expect that. That's going to be a thing that continues to build in here through the course of the night. Most locations were into the 50s. Now, we got lake breezed out of this, which is going to be a term you hear me use a lot in our spring season. Cold bathtub to our north at some point, typically in the middle to latter part of the afternoon. Because of the temperature difference between the cold lake and the warmer land, that cold, dense air bleeds southward. That cuts the head off of the temperatures, and we drop from about 52 down into the 40s real quick at the airport. It's also why areas along the immediate lakeshore were never at 52 degrees today. And I don't think you're going to end up getting to 70 on Saturday. The airport will, inland areas will, but not along the immediate lakeshore. Temperatures for the rest of the night. Let's drop these down to about the freezing mark. I don't think we've got anything falling on our heads tonight. A lot of that is going to wait until tomorrow, particularly after dark into your Thursday, but the temperature part of this equation is still very much a thing. A lot of our local meteorologists around here are going to be watching closely. The leading edge of that cloud shield rapidly approaching from the southwest. It's now cloudy in the Buffalo area near Batavia toward Geneseo along 390, but it's not raining. It's not doing anything. And we are a long way away from our nearest echoes of precip. We got a chunk of wet weather that will eventually try to skirt the area by tomorrow morning, with most of the wet weather into tomorrow evening. Now, here's how Future View sees this, and you're going to see the overall evolution of some of the uncertainty and some of the ambiguity that is still on the table with this. And we're dealing with a lot of moving parts. A couple of echoes show up in the morning, maybe some patchy drizzle. Now, it's worth noting, our in-house model has a lot of our air temperatures around Lake Ontario near the freezing mark. Could that lend itself to maybe some patchy freezing drizzle? In my opinion, I feel like that's a reach. This is going to be the time frame that I think is more of interest. As that slug of more appreciable moisture gets in here, we've got high pressure to our north. So in this narrow corridor north of the thruway, we're trying to funnel in some colder northeast winds. Often in these kind of setups, because of our topography, because of our terrain, areas on the northwest side of Rochester, and then especially in New Orleans County, tend to be your bullseye where we can get some colder air that just pools there. Is that air 32 or below? That's going to be the million-dollar question. So a limited window of opportunity into the evening of some freezing rain. Doesn't take much freezing rain for slick travel, so that's why we're discussing this. It's also not going to be an ice storm. We're not talking trees coming down, no power outages, nothing like that. And the end destination is the same. For everybody, it will ultimately turn over to all cold rain. Remarkably, we're having a conversation about freezing rain into Thursday evening, and we're talking about record warmth near 70 on Saturday, less than 2 days away. Forecast rain numbers out of this into your Thursday and Thursday night. 1/4 to 1/2 inch for most of you. That will not be enough to cause flooding issues. A good thing there. Weekend forecast, I'm just going to go throw a 70 on there. I'm still of the opinion that if we can get the sun to come out at all, and I think we do in between the downpours and the storms, we may not stop at 70 degrees at the Rochester airport. It has been a long time, 136 days of a long time since the last time Rochester hit 70. That was back on October 19th. It might not be the only one that takes a run at 70. We'll do Saturday, perhaps a second opportunity around the middle part of next week, Teresa.